And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 111 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I am your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy us some virtual beers.
And we'll happily drink them.
Yeah, or some THC seltzers.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I don't think they have them here, but, you know.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Also, hansonsonhiatus.com. You can visit the merch shop, get some Hansons on Hiatus merch. You can get 420 stuff, holiday stuff, pug stuff.
All sorts of stuff. I'm working on next holidays coming up, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that sort of stuff.
All of it. So, yeah.
Working on them.
T-shirts, hats.
Magnets, cups, mugs, stickers.
Everything. Or you can visit our Patreon and become a fucky supporter. You can, for $1 a month, you can be a little fucky. For $5 a month, you can be a medium fucky. And for $10 a month, you can be a big old fucky.
We love all our fuckies, paid or free.
Yes, exactly. So if you are enjoying the stories and the podcast and the information, feel free to throw us a couple bucks, and we would very much appreciate it.
Appreciate all your contributions.
Yeah, so we did want to thank some of our fuckies, Sydney, Luis, Manny, Spandex Thor, Brian P., Antonio, Chrissy, Christina, and Tom. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
So much.
And like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus.
We be there.
We be everywhere. I did want to address a couple comments from last episode. So I can't even remember what we said to ask. I think to answer us. I think it was, what do people eat for not Thanksgiving. Easter.
Wow.
Easter. Sorry, the Weedster got a little crazy.
Last episode, you asked a lot of questions, so that's great.
But Jose said, for Easter, we normally eat seafood-related items, no meat, and we do fasting for Lent. We also do something like a penance or an Advent, which we voluntarily do, of course, like no bread, no pork for the whole 40 days of Lent.
Wow.
That's commitment, bro.
That is commitment.
But
I
know,
love to do no carbs for 40 days.
Yeah, but I know Jose likes some pulpo, so
yes.
he's probably just fine with the seafood.
He is. He loves his pulpo.
Yeah, so yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because I know a lot of people do ham. I guess we'll get into our Weedster party, but yeah, I guess ham was hard to be found.
I know. You think in Mexico there'd be ham everywhere, but maybe it's the same type of situation. They're like, you shouldn't be eating ham.
Yeah. And another comment unrelated to that question, but Tata asked, have you guys checked out the Mayan train yet?
Ooh, we want to so bad.
Yeah, so we have not. And, well, I mean, we've checked it out as far as we've been paying attention to it very closely.
Right.
But one of the issues, at least for us, is there's like, if you look at the website, first of all, there's all kind of issues with it. I really want to support it and I want to write it and everything.
Yeah.
But one, you can't book tickets more than a week in advance.
Yeah.
So if you are planning on going on a trip somewhere, it's kind of hard to plan for that. Like I want to go to Palenque. And that is, it's hard to plan in advance for that, because if you want to get a hotel room or something like that there, you can't book it far in advance and then, last second make your or get your train ticket, because what if they sell out or something, I don't know.
Sell out or cancel or something, I don't know.
And the other issue that we've had is there are so many tiers of tickets that I don't think that they're doing correctly. They have They have this one ticket. It's basically for old people, like retired, like senior citizens, which understandable.
Yeah.
Then there is a local, and they're all called tourist. Even if you're Mexican, you have to get a tourist ticket. So there's a local ticket, which is the cheapest, obviously. There is a national ticket, and then there is a tourist ticket. No, sorry, it's a local tourist, national tourist, and international tourist.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're like, what are we? We don't know what we are.
Well, and like full disclosure, normally we are Mexican residents, and normally we get the discounts that are provided here,
right?
Because we're part of the system now.
We are. We're in it.
So we typically do get discounts on whatever it is. If they give like a resident or a locals discount, we'll get that. Restaurants or some of the theme parks and stuff. But for some reason, so the local tourist ticket is only from the 5 states that the Train Maya goes through. So that'd be Yucatan, Quintana Roo, what else would it be? Campeche, Tabasco, and what's the other one? Chiapas.
Wow, good job, babe.
Yeah. So so if you are from there, you get this local tourist ticket. If you are from another part of Mexico, you get the national tourist ticket. And then if you're obviously a tourist from another country, you get the international. It's the most expensive one, of course. So we would think we would get the local tourist ticket because we live in one of the 5 states. We're in Quintana Roo. Right. But they don't give it to us. They say only people with a Mexican voter card or passport can get it. So you have to be a citizen, basically, which, sure, whatever rules they want to make. But I think they're losing a lot of money because, like, for us, for example, we would have taken the train had we been able to pay, the local prices, which I think we should be able to get.
It's like they're missing like a tier. You have the senior citizens, you have citizens, then you should have, residents, and then travelers,
I just think they just need to change it so it's not just a passport or a voter card. It should be anybody that is some kind of resident, because there's people retired people here, not just from the U.S., from South America, Europe, Canada, wherever. And they've lived here for 30, 35 years and they're permanent residents. Yeah. They own a business here. They pay taxes here and everything like that. But if they don't have a basically citizenship, then they can't get the local discount. And let me tell you how much that would be. So for us to go to Palenque would be $114 per person each way. So
each way?
Yeah, each way. So for us to go to Palenque, it would be $228 a person, which comes out to what, like $450 some dollars.
A lot.
Yeah, round trip to ride a train for 13 plus hours probably or something, when you can take the Adeo bus there for probably $100 or something, or round trip,
or even a flight might be cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the tourist. $56, sure, each way, sure, but 114 each way for 2 people, it really adds up, and it's really deterred us from taking the train. So no, we have not got to take it yet.
I remember in the news, didn't they say when the first train started going, or they started opening the stations, they were saying these prices are for a certain amount of time, then they were going to adjust them to be more accommodating to like locals and things like that.
No, I don't think so. They said that about the speed of the trains because they're ramping up the speeds and so now like they're doing like direct routes from either Playa or Cancun to Merida, something like that. So they're a little bit faster. But even something like that, it's just more economical for us to ride the bus rather because not only that, the train stations are not inside of the cities. Right. Like they're kind of on the outskirts of the city. So like if we were taking it from here in Playa to Palenque, we'd have to take the bus to the train, then to the train, to wherever we're going. And then from wherever we get there, we'd have to take a bus from the train station into the city, into the center of the city. So it's not time saving and it's not, convenient or cheap or anything like that. So, so we do want to take it. We haven't yet. Soon as we can, we will definitely let everybody know how it is because it looks really like interesting to take.
Looks
awesome. I mean, it's brand new. It looks very nice. So yeah, we're kind of waiting on that. And yeah, they were at the beginning, they were a little weird with the tickets. They were giving residents tickets like from Playa del Carmen. Yeah. Some people were booking it with their residency card and then you can only book one way at a time. So when you get there and you're coming back, they go to book it and they're like in Tabasco, they're like, oh no, you can't, do
you're
that.
Not a resident,
yeah. You're not a resident. So you have to pay full price. So just a couple of hiccups are still trying to figure out. So thank you for the question. We have not written it yet, but we plan to as soon as maybe they start letting us in on the discounts because we're the people that are kind of probably going to do that. Like we're people from other countries that are now residents that want to explore more of the peninsula in Mexico, maybe don't want to rent a car. Right. We're probably going to be more of the touristy type people, but still would maybe do it more if we had a little bit of a discount.
Exactly. And it's odd to me they didn't put the train next to the airport or in the airport or a little shuttle that takes you from the airport to the train. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Like in Playa?
Yeah.
What airport?
Well, no, the Cancun. I mean,
oh,
Cancun.
yeah. Oh, there
not
is.
Playa.
Remember, we've seen it. There's a little entrance or a little exit when you're leaving, and there's a free shuttle that takes you.
Okay,
it's right there. It's right on the other side of the road.
Never mind. I guess I read that wrong.
No, yeah. But yeah, it's a free shuttle, but it's still, the airport's fine, but there's some routes that we can't take from Playa. We'd have to take the bus to the Cancun airport, take the shuttle over, and then it's just like it's all kind of clusterfuck.
It's so silly.
We are still working it out.
Yeah. One day we'll get on there.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get to this past weekend. What did we do? Friday, I got some beer delivery, did my beer chug. And what did you do? You weren't feeling great? I went to a party by myself.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling good, and I had work to do. We were really
That's what
busy
it
at
was.
work.
Yeah, one of my buddies was having some people over at his apartment. Never been there before. They were having like a little rooftop party, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna head over there. And I got there, and it was interesting.
Oh, okay. I was like, gonna say it was a party.
Oh no, it was great. I mean, everybody, like all the dogs were wearing clothes. Like there was a little Chihuahua wearing like a fucking Hawaiian shirt. There was another Chihuahua wearing one of those booby tank top T-shirts. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the little bikini.
Yeah, the bikini
it
one.
Looks like you're in a bikini.
Yeah, there was a fucking parrot there. There was like two other dogs. There's one named Chewy that has like a mohawk.
I surely enjoyed all of your photos because I'm just getting dog, parrot.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you want to go to a fucking party, go to this apartment because it got some wild characters there. But no, it was fun. It was just everybody was kind of doing drugs, which was totally fine. Nothing like hardcore or anything, but everybody was like doing mushrooms for the day, and I'm drinking fucking Dos Equis. So it was like I wasn't on the same level as everybody else. So teach their own. But I wasn't in that mood to eat mushrooms on a Friday in the middle of the day. So I came back. And then we went to get some beers with some friends, and then we went back to that party, and they were in full force on the drugs.
It was
on the mushrooms. So so it was a fun time.
It was a good time. I like the place. It's a cute rooftop area, and they're like, we'll be here all summer, so that'll be a fun, different place to go to. And I can't wait to see all the puppies again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But speaking of doing drugs, Weedster was this weekend, and if you haven't heard us talk about this before, it's the 420 and Easter fell on the same Sunday,
combined.
Which has not. It's our last Weedster of our lifetime, probably.
Maybe yours.
Oh, you're gonna live to 2087?
Yep.
Okay, I don't want to see you then.
I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, a little crypt keeper going on. No, so it's the last Weedster of our lifetime. We had one in 2014. You and I had a party. We had a Weedster party in Orlando, I believe.
Yeah, I think we were in Orlando.
And then 2003 was the last one of my lifetime anyway, because the previous one was 1980.
Oh, yeah.
So 2003, year after I graduated high school, we had a Weedster party in my backyard in the woods. So that was fun. But yeah, it was this year, 2014, 2003, not again till 2087.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So what did we do? I made some, was it green, deviled eggs?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
You're like,
I had too many fucking joints on.
I think you did.
Yeah.
You're like the host with the mostest, however you want to say, because you're not a hostess. But
Yeah.
you always make the best little finger foods and appetizers, and everyone was so excited.
Yeah. We did that. We did some little smokies, which are really just cut up hot dogs that I put in the crock pot because they don't sell.
They were out.
They don't even sell little smokies here.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes they'll sell the cocktail weenies, but not the ones like we get, like in the US they have like they're actually like already kind of smoked,
They love salchichas here. I figured they'd have them like in every size and shape imaginable.
Yeah. We busted out my water beer pong table.
We did, finally.
Yeah. Got $5 from Walmart. That was a nice addition. And it was fun. It was kind of hard to play beer pong though in the water because since the pool's like up to your chest, it like the table's at your chest. So normally the table's like, at your waist. And so I'm like trying to throw it up, you know, and
it's moving.
Yeah, that was the
in
other
the
thing.
water with the filter, so you guys are like constantly shooting, but it made it more fun.
Yeah. We had let's see, what else did we do? Just everybody came over. They brought a little something. We had a bunch of snacks, but everybody brought a little something. Thing that sucked was our elevator was broken, so everybody had to walk up 5 flights of stairs.
Of course, I apologized to everyone in advance, and it was so funny once everyone got up to the roof in their own little groups. Everybody's like, oh, "Give me a minute."
Yeah.
Oh my God, give me a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. Have a drink.
But man, I think that one girl showed up with a whole thing of pre-rolled joints.
Yes.
Like 20 of them. So we smoked those. I rolled like 6 blunts. We're just in the pool, smoking, drinking, passing it around. I mean, it was just a great Weedster party.
It was great. Me and the girl were sitting there, new favorite neighbor, just sitting there at one time. Her and I were passing like joints back and forth to each other because everyone else was done. We're like, well, we don't want these.
Yeah, no. So yeah, it was fun. And I think everybody had a great time. What did we, maybe 25 people up there? 20, 25?
Yeah. At maybe, random times people came and left. But it was a big group. I just remember looking around and looking at you like, this is a lot of people. Oh my gosh, we invited, but it didn't matter. Who cares? But I still was like, this is a lot of people.
Yeah. And let's see what else. The other weekend you went to a paint night.
Yes.
At our neighbors.
I love it.
And so you were doing the paint night, and I went to the football match with my friends.
You did.
And we did some pre-gaming, then we did some tequila drinking at the game. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, you messaged me and you said, go to the grocery store, grab some snacks, and come on over to the paint night. The ladies would love to see you.
Yeah, there were a couple, their guys there. I was like, oh yeah, Nate would love to come over.
Yeah, so that didn't go too well.
I should have known better.
Yeah, I went to the grocery store. For some reason, I had no clue what I was getting because I show up to the paint night with a block of cheese, a packet of Mexican rice,
random,
and some flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese.
What the fuck?
It just, in my tequila brain, it just sounded delicious.
Why did they even sell that? And what did you think you were gonna make with those 3 things? Like...
The cheesiest fucking burrito you've ever had.
So stupid.
I didn't make anything.
You didn't.
I didn't even eat it.
I think we still have the mac and cheese somewhere.
Yeah,
too.
I think we ate half of the cheese block, and that was about it.
I was like, don't you dare make that.
Oh shoot! But it was fun. It was nice to see your lady friends paint. What'd you paint? I can't remember what it was.
It was a different this art teacher, artist friend of ours. She does different themes, so different techniques. And that one was one of our favorites. It was the squeegee technique again. So I'd done it before with her like a year ago. And then she brought a bunch of squeegees, and you put like kind of blobs of paint and different like smears and strokes. And it's just fun, especially when you're drinking a bunch of wine, and the same friends were there. So we were smoking a little too. But it was fun. Yeah. Just kind of like abstract design.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good time. Good time. What else did we do this week? So we were walking to the gym, and so the way we walked to the gym, in between these two kind of apartment buildings, there's this little kind of park. You know, they got a little fountain thing running through it. They got some trees. There's benches and stuff.
You can just sit and chill.
Yeah, and there was like this little puppy. I mean, sorry, it's not a puppy. We call most dogs puppies, but it was. I mean, it was a young dog still.
Maybe 1 or 2 years old.
Yeah, it was. What did it look like?
Like a golden retriever?
Yeah, like a golden or something like that.
Small.
And it was curled up in a ball, and it saw us. It looked up, and it looked so scared, like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here or whatever. It was sleeping there. And, there are some street dogs around, whether they are actually stray dogs or if they are like somebody's dog that they like let out during the day. So we didn't know if it was just like a dog passing by or something. And so we watched it a little bit, and it just seems like it's just chilling there, and it looked well taken care of.
Yeah, you look great.
So we go into the gym, and our gym is right there, glass windows. So like we kept on checking on the dog, and we saw like a mom and her little daughter come over, and they sat with the dog for a while, gave it some water. And then I went back, another guy went out, did the same thing. And then you and I went back, and we kind of sat with the dog. We didn't have anything on us. We're like, let's go to the store and get some food first. And when we came back, she was already gone.
Yeah.
So I had taken some pictures, and there's a bunch of rescue groups in Playa del Carmen, and I've talked about this before, where I have this but like I'm in all these different groups, and I try to connect lost dogs with found dogs. Like people will post, "Hey, I found this dog. Does this belong to anybody in this neighborhood?" And
You're doing the good work.
Or hey, so I have connected like 2 or 3 dogs to the owners. Like, hey, I saw in this group that somebody found the dog you're looking for, and whatever.
Yes, you have.
So I post the pictures in some of these dog groups. And the owner actually messaged me and said, "Oh, this is my dog, Nala. She's a couple of years old. She's been missing for 2 days. Do you have her? Do you know where she's at?" And I was like, and I sent him the exact address where she was.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and we've gone back for the last 3 or 4 days, and she has not been there, which understandably, because like a lot of these dogs that get loose and they don't know what to do, they just kind of curl up wherever, which is what this dog did, I assume. But did we make the right decision not taking her?
I know. If it was still alone after the gym, I would have said, okay, let's try and take her or figure out, get a leash around her or something. But there was that mom and daughter still there. We saw, like you said, a couple groups of people. And then that mom and daughter had come back. So it was like either they know this dog or maybe they're going to take it in or something. I guess I shouldn't have just assumed that they got it handled. Maybe they did take it home. I don't know. But the dog is not there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That is, it's such a hard thing because I never know what to do because part of me thinks, okay, well, shoot, if we would have taken it in, kept it for a night or two or whatever, maybe somebody, we would have been able to just give it to the owner. Right. But then since we could tell, like I looked at the nails, they were well kept. She didn't look dirty or anything like that. No collar, but we just thought like maybe there's a neighborhood across the street. Yeah. We're like, well, maybe they got out of the neighbor, or, got out a house in the neighborhood. But then, so I'm thinking, well, if we take it and the owner's out there looking for it and is not in this Facebook group, then he'll never know that we have your dog. And then it's like, how long do you hang on to the dog? And do we keep it for 3 nights and then give it, and then do you take it to a shelter? If you do that, like, I guess maybe the guy would look in the shelter, but what if he didn't think to do that, Yeah. So I feel really bad that I can't connect these two because this guy actually cared about his dog. He's looking for her. Some people, I think the dog gets, whatever, but he actually is looking for her. So I felt bad, but I think we did what we should have done because, like I said, if we would have taken it and, he wasn't in the group, then who would have known what would happen? You know?
We would have just had a random dog. But, I mean, we were doing the right thing. We were going to bring it back food and water, and then it was gone. So, I mean, there's only so much you can do, and that happens a lot here. And not that it sucks, but it's hard to decipher between who, does someone own this dog? Is it just a random stray street dog? Because a lot of the locals will let their dogs out during the day, just to do their thing, wander around, talk to their puppy friends, whatever. But then, I don't know, they got to be smart enough to get back. This one was just a little too young.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think this one they let out. I think it got out, but that does happen. But it's just like, put a fucking collar on your dog. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, you were talking about the other day, like, microchipping. And I'm like, that's like fucking out of this world here because people can't even put like a collar with like their phone number or email or something on there like most people do. And it's just like, just put it on there. I don't know why people hate to have collars on their dogs.
Especially bigger dogs. Like I know like Tiger, when we had him, he did not always have his collar on, but that's because it was bad for his breed of dog. But if I did take him out, on his harness was his tags, it was his rabies tag or whatever and his name tag. So if he did get away from me somehow, people would know who to call or email or whatever.
And let's be honest, there's like 3 types of dogs here, like they all look that street dog, kind of that mixed mutt style, that looks like Louis or Canella or whatever. They're just, I can't even describe it. It just looks like
it's like a brown.
It's like if a 3-year-old drew a dog, it's just like standard dog. And then they can be brown or black or whatever, but like they always have that kind of like street dog look where they're mixed with different breeds. So it's hard to like find one when you don't have a collar on it because it's like, hey, I'm looking for a brown dog that looks like this, and like I'll see them on the post and people will post all these different dogs and they're like, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. And some people like post the dumbest one. I was like, is this your dog? But like this one has white paws and that one has black paws, you know,
Yeah.
like the spots. It's like, I don't know why people can't connect. Like,
Let's try and look at the
yeah,
pictures.
let's narrow
first.
it down. Like, please, I don't want you on my fucking police force.
No.
'Cause you're terrible detectives. Oh shoot, but yeah. So hopefully we can still find. We've been looking every day.
I know.
Looking
I
for
hope
the
he
dog.
finds him. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna think he found him and didn't update the post.
Yeah,
Or
I was talking to him
nobody-
on Facebook, so
good.
maybe I'll message him in like a week and see if he's made
Yeah.
any progress
Say,
or
"Hey,
anything.
We're still looking.
Yeah,
Oh,
too bad.
Poor
But
puppy.
yeah, but let's see what else is. I've been doing some tours this week. Man, I had a big group. It was
I had a big group.
it was a bachelor party, about 15 dudes in their 30s.
That should be fun. They
and-
should love you.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to I don't want to tip shame anybody or anything like that, because any tip is appreciated. I get paid regardless. Tips are just icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to the more tours I do, I'm starting to realize how you can judge who's going to tip what.
Oh yeah.
Or how much or whatever, because I've had a lot of just families that you could tell are pretty well off, have a couple kids. You can tell the dad, has a good job or whatever. Then I've had, big groups. So so you think big group of 25, I mean, not these guys, but another one, I had a big snorkeling group, and then, a family, you'd think, oh, 25, I'm going to get probably a bigger tip.
Yeah.
That is not the case. Because the group of 25, only 6 of them were adults. The rest of them, there were kids on vacation or had their kids on spring break.
Give me your piggy bank, kiddies.
Yeah, so, and it's normally just the adults that booked the tour as well. So it's kind of they're the ones that do the tips. I think the other ones just kind of go along oh, I guess they got it taken care of or whatever.
Yeah. When
When it's a family and kind of a well-off family, they're all right, we got to take care of this guy. He's been very accommodating to all of us. But when it's a bigger group, you don't get to spend time with everybody really.
Right.
So it kind of is up in the air with a bigger. So bigger group does not equal bigger tip.
No.
And
Not always.
and these guys, super cool dudes, really nice. They were on a bachelor party. Some of them are from New York. Some of them are from North Carolina. So and that's why it's nice to be an American giving tours in Mexico, because I can connect with all of them.
Yeah.
I've been to most states and most places. So,
Yes,
got
you
the
have.
guys from North Carolina. I'm talking about breweries in Charlotte and, going to that lake that we went to and jet skiing
Oh,
and stuff.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
always have kind of a personal connection where I can say, oh yeah, hey, I did the Super Bowl in Phoenix, the other year. I love this restaurant, da da da. So I can connect to them on that level.
Yeah.
But these guys were really nice. Like I said, we were supposed to go. What were we doing? We went snorkeling. No, sorry, ATVing, and then we were supposed to go diving in the cenote. Go
Okay.
snorkeling in the cenote. And they didn't want to do the cenote for some reason, even though it was a part of their plan. They were
Yeah.
like, we're going to do a cenote tomorrow. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just take us somewhere for lunch. Because that's usually, we're allotted some time to take them to eat somewhere for lunch.
Yeah. Okay.
So we go, we do the cenote, or we do the ATVing, take them somewhere for lunch. And while they're ATVing, I'm holding all their phones and hats and everything like that. And then we go take them somewhere to eat. And it's just me and the driver, because they pair us up with a driver.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're getting out, they had one more guy coming. There's 15 of them. And another guy's coming. He's at their place, and it's 6 minutes away. So they're like, hey, is there any way you could go swoop up our buddy? And I'm trying to be customer service guy.
Of
So I'm like,
course.
oh yeah, no problem. I mean,
Yeah.
me and the driver are going to be sitting in the fucking van outside the restaurant for the next hour anyway. So we
Yeah.
might as well go swoop some guy up. I guess that's not a thing, because the van guy driver didn't seem happy about that. But I was like, it's 6 minutes away. He didn't say drive 30 minutes away to go pick up this other dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's more gas, more
Right,
resources,
but-
his time.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else are you doing?
Exactly. So, okay, no problem. And I'm in my head too. I'm like, well, maybe it's a bigger tip, because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
being very accommodating. They were in this restaurant for 2 hours.
I mean, that's a big group.
Yeah, which understandable. It's a
Yeah.
big group, but still, that was 2 hours of
lunch.
us sitting in the van.
Ugh.
And
Oh, they didn't even invite you to lunch?
no, sometimes we will, but sometimes I just, it's we
getcha.
don't want to be too involved in their vacation. We're kind of trying to
True.
stay on the outside. I've gone when it's a small family, they might, hey, do you want to come in and have tacos with us? And we will, and they'll even buy me tacos sometimes. So that's nice. But so we go to drop them off, and I'm thinking we're gonna make a pretty nice tip.
Mhm.
The tips I split with the driver. So
Of
if they
course.
give me the money, there's a percentage that I'm supposed to give the driver, and then I keep the, a different percentage. They gave us and again, I'm not shaming, but for us being with them for 8 hours, they gave and picking up their friend, they gave us $30. And so I split it 50-50 with the driver. So I got $15. So it's not, and like I said, I get paid as well. So it's not the end of the world, but I was just oh man, fucking 15 of you guys, y'all gave me $1 basically.
I mean, that's me saying that half of them did not want to tip or didn't tip or didn't think about it.
But it's kind of like that thing when you go with a group of people, you kind of oh, well, they're going to get it. I don't have to get out my money. They'll probably take care of it or whatever. And most people don't know. Somebody straight up asked me, they're I know this isn't really kosher, but what do you usually get? And I kind of gave them a range of what I've gotten or whatever.
How much should we tip?
Yeah, because people don't know, and that's, I appreciate that, because they want to be polite and friendly, or I mean, they don't want to be, rude.
Of course.
So I appreciate that. But I was just oh man, come on. But so now I kind of expect it. If it's a big group, probably not getting tipped super crazy. But if smaller group and you can spend more time with them, it is what it is.
It seems kind of weird because if you're coming from the U.S., the tipping culture there is, you tip everywhere. I know it's getting really annoying now. You have to tip. They're trying to get you to tip everywhere. But when we would come down on vacation before we lived here, we would definitely tip any tour we would go on, especially if they're working hard and making us feel comfortable and safe and going the extra mile to pick up my friend or do something out of the thing. We would definitely give them a tip. And we would definitely look at our friends hey, we're tipping this much. You guys should tip too. It's customary to tip these people. This is a service that they're providing.
I think a lot of people don't know that because you don't, in the U.S., you don't go on tours typically where you might do something like that. So I think what is a good percentage and whatever. So, it's probably difficult. And I couldn't even tell you, I couldn't tell you what a percentage that you're supposed to get. It's just kind of whatever you feel. How much time did they spend with me? Did they give me a lot of good information?
Right.
Did they stay with me the whole time? Did they hold my things? Did they go pick up my buddy from fucking,
I think we've always had really good tour guides. So I think we've given, $5 to $10 a person or $5 to $7, depends what kind of tour we were going on.
But if it's and that would make sense if it's a group tour when you're with people that you don't even know,
true.
But still if it was a personal private tour, $5 to $10 would not be good. But
each a person, I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah,
still.
Yeah, true.
10 to $20 still.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if that's fine, if it's a big group of 30 people and from other families and you're okay, well, if they give $10 and this person gives to, that family, okay, they're probably getting $50, $100 or whatever from all these families in a group tour. But when it's a private tour, you got to kind of realize y'all are the only ones and we're doing this for for you kind of thing. So I don't know, just something. And they were pretty well off, I think, because they were all talking about their investments and stuff and working for these different tech companies. They're talking about one of their friends. They're oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. He wrote this app in high school, sold it to Apple. Now he's he just works because he wants to. He doesn't have to work again in a day in his life. He's a multimillionaire and he's 25, 30 or something.
And these are the guys that don't know how to tip.
Yeah,
and you're in finance. That's just fucking dumb.
Yeah. So, but like I said, they're super nice guys. It was just just not knowing probably, but I was just but it was great because I got to spend a lot of time with my driver. We were learning Spanish. I was learning Spanish. He's learning a little bit of English. We're talking about He used to be a cop in Chiapas for 4 years.
Holy shit.
He busted out. He asked me if I liked Coke, and I was like I was cocaina or Coca-Cola, and he's no, Coca-Cola, but then he was
damn.
He's cocaina, man. Back in the day,
That's so
what
funny.
else? He said, and he said he used to have horses. He showed me pictures of his horses and stuff.
Wow.
So I'm just fucking vibing with Jose and just having a good time. So yeah, it's a good learning experience for me too, just to be able to sit in the van and talk to, practice my Spanish.
Of course. Yeah. It's great because even if you don't know the language, you can still connect with humans. You know, you could still talk to each other. And, we've figured that out moving here and not being fluent in Spanish and slowly but surely learning Spanish. You can still communicate and do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, and that's why it's you're talking baby talk basically.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have? Where are you from? Where do you live? I just ask him, like kind of simplistic questions,
yeah.
and then it helps, and then you get to know each other. So yeah, it works out good. So yeah. Oh, this is another thing. I just found this interesting. So I saw on one of the Facebook groups a post of a dead body.
Excuse me.
Yeah. And I don't know what happened. I'm not saying they like, I know everybody, oh, they got murdered by the cartel. No, it was just like they found a dead guy somewhere. And yeah, I'll give, yes. Like I don't want to, like, I don't know. It was just, but the picture online was the guy dead and then blurred out. And I thought it was interesting. The comments, normally you would think, oh my, like in America, clench my pearls. Oh my God, we can't show dead bodies on the news or whatever. And I mean, it was blurred out. The people in the comments were complaining that it was blurred out. They were like, why would you blur this out? How are we supposed to, recognize this person? Like they were saying, like, if it was somebody's grandpa or something, like, I mean, he was an older guy, so I don't know if he just had a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
But it was it was just interesting that they were all mad that it was blurred out because they wanted to see the face of the person to see if it was like somebody they knew or a loved one or something like that. So just culturally, I just found that a little interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. And I mean, truth be told, they show a lot more here. The music isn't censored. You hear swear word. It still makes me turn my head to hear like an F-bomb at the grocery store. And I'm just like, oh my God, they're playing Post Malone at the grocery store uncensored.
Yeah, it's like
it just seems so weird. It's kind of refreshing, that we are so over censored at home that here they're just like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I took a photography class in in college. And that was, I can't remember the movement or the photographer or whatever, but there was a time where they purposely were showing these images. It was during one of the either World Wars or Vietnam War or something like that. And there was a big kind of backlash thing of them showing these photos on either the news or newspapers or whatever. And the reasoning was kind of like, we want people to see this. We want them to know the horrors of war and how we can avoid this in the future.
Exactly.
Because, the U.S. media censors a lot of stuff. So, I mean, and I'm not saying it's good for people to see, terrible things, but maybe a little bit of it is because it'll keep you in reality of like, shit, this stuff does happen. There are people that have these terrible domestic situations or, gang things or, whatever it is, and war, so it's like, maybe a little bit of uncensored stuff isn't too bad, because it reminds you of humanity and, how fragile it really is.
Let me tell you what, I am like a baby American because some of the things I'm seeing online uncensored are still like, I can't get the images out of my head of like the different wars going on right now. And I'm not trying to talk about anything, but just some of the things I've seen and been like, oh shit. Like, and I'm 41. I'm like, I'm going to start crying. I can't, I know this is happening, but I just can't.
And like, I'm assuming you're talking about like the Gaza Israel thing, whatever side you're on. It's so far away, it doesn't seem real until you see the photos of it, and then you're like, oh shit, like this shit's really happening. This is terrible, whatever, what's going on. It was kind of like, this is the other thing I was going to bring up. This morning we saw that video on the news here on Facebook, and it's a dead body, and it's a woman that was in Cancun. She drowned just swimming. There's no foul play or anything involved. But they found her body yesterday. And there's a video, and it's literally a skeleton. It's her head, skeleton, leg, and foot. The foot's still on there. Whatever. And these two, like, I don't know if they were lifeguards or policia or something. They were pulling her out of one grabbed her by like the spine. The other one's grabbed her by the, because they had to pull out, pulling out the whatever.
The body.
And I would be like, ooh,
oh my God. I would have been like, no, I'm not touching that. Have you seen any crime show? My fingerprints are going to be everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh my God. So
I saw it, and it looks like a fake skeleton, but you it's real.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
tell
it's
real.
far enough away where you're like, okay, but still, it's like, holy shit. Like these guys just pull it out of the ocean. Like, if they're trained lifeguards, maybe they see that. I feel like a lot of people drown in Cancun. Don't you feel like that happens more often?
I feel like a lot of people try and swim in the ocean that have no business swimming in the ocean.
Yeah.
We've seen people, they go pretty far out and we're like, they don't have any buoy to let you know they're there, or, there's jet skis going around. There's a lot of different things if you're not used to it.
Or sometimes here, but it's always like at night and it'll be like Mexican
Yeah.
nationals, like Mexican tourists from other parts of Mexico. And
I love the beach at night.
yeah, well, yeah, that's one thing. But it's like, and it's usually they've been drinking.
Yeah.
And it's like the ocean here, it gradually go like you have to
Right.
go out pretty far for it to be that deep. How drunk are you that you're just like drowning in, up to here, like where you
Yeah.
can touch the bottom. There's not a big current. There's not a lot of waves. Like what's going on? We need some fucking water wings to be given out or something.
Remember all the stories in Atlanta about the Chattahoochee? A lot of it is not very deep where you're doing the river float.
Right.
And people every other weekend would be, there's a drowning, they were drunk, there's a drowning, they were drunk,
Yeah. Not so much of the Chattahoochee. It was more Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier
Yeah,
too, yeah.
but-
But you would hear some stories,
Yeah,
people
every now and then.
tubing or jumping off that one
True.
cliff and then hit something, and
True.
I don't know. People are pretty ballsy in the water.
Yeah. All right, you got a couple Airbnb horror stories in you?
I do. I have a funny one and then like a horror story one.
Okay.
I'll still do the funny one. We
Okay.
had this nice couple staying with us a few days, and they didn't reach out until like the next day, and they're like, hey, we're embarrassed to like complain. We're not really complaining, but we have a couple issues. And one of them, that the sink was clogged, like the kitchen sink. They're like, hey, it's not draining. We're those people that cook on vacation. It's not
Weirdos.
draining. Yeah, we're like, okay, go outside. Go outside.
Go to a restaurant.
Yeah, go somewhere. But so they're messaging us, and we're, oh, no problem. We'll send maintenance over. They weren't going to be there, so we had one of our managers go with them, and they go in, and sure enough, the sink was clogged, but it wasn't clogged with food. It was clogged with a sink stopper.
Like the sink stopper was stuck, or it was just pushed down.
Just pushed down. It was in both of the sinks, not just one, two,
What the
both
heck?
big kitchen sinks. And it's one of those ones like you turn it. So it kind of is like a fan, like you can make
gotcha.
it stop or you can make it not. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all it was. They were
Oh
like,
my-
oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. We're so stupid. We're so sorry for wasting your time. And we're like, no, we're so happy that the sink is not clogged.
Yeah, and it was
And
something that easy.
Something so easy,
Yeah.
but we had a good laugh about it
my
because
God.
we're like, please,
Idiots.
not an issue with this, with these guests.
Yeah.
Then we had these other two ladies staying, and this was the
Oh,
same week. They were very nice and polite, but as soon as they checked in, and I have a problem with somebody, I don't know if it's better or not, you tell me, to complain right away as soon as you check in, or kind of get comfortable, get settled in. Maybe the next day, say, when your host is like, hey, how's everything? They're like, oh, that's great. By the way, we have a laundry list of issues. This is one of our newer homes. So there's still some things we're adding to it, still working it out. But just like little things, they were complaining. They literally sent us a list of, there was no like towel hook yet installed on the wall. And we're like, can you hang it on the door, the chair, or the shower? Or there's lots of options. There's
Yeah.
nowhere to not, put things. So that was one thing. They had a problem with the hangers in the closet. There was just like this huge list of like minor
Yeah.
inconveniences.
There wasn't like a dowel rod in the closet for them to hang things on.
That's right.
what they're
We
upset
hadn't
about.
had that installed yet because
Yeah.
they didn't come in yet.
Yeah, it was a
And
brand new place.
brand new place. And before, they had actually been staying with us and wanted to extend their stay. And we were like, hey, everything's booked, but we have this brand new home. We haven't even listed it on Airbnb yet. We can activate it, get you guys in there. It'll be all cool. Awesome. Perfect. Move them there. And that's when, the list of things. And we're like, okay, ladies, very next day, my boss is in there installing things, getting everything ready. And then they're like, it's fine. Everything's good. Then the day before they check out, they let us know, hey, is anyone going to come clean the pool? Because we haven't swam in it once because it looks dirty. It is not dirty. It is like a black tiled fancy pool
Mhm.
that we were like, please send a picture. Wasn't dirty. Went there, had the cleaning team clean it again, do everything. They didn't use the pool once when they were there because they were so afraid of the water. And I saw pictures. My boss saw pictures. The pool team was very confused. They're like, why are we here? This pool is clean. There's, proper chemical level, everything. It was like They kept saying, we're not complaining just to complain.
It's like,
we just want you to know because this is a new home. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, like the pool being clean, like I don't understand. Oh, first of all, like once you get there, you got to like you're in the jungle.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by trees. Some of the pools have a tree in the pool.
Yes.
You know, it's like it has a little like round thing, like, you know, it's like kind of an island and there's a tree in there. So most of the time it's not dirty. There's just like a leaf or two in there and they're like losing their fucking minds for some reason. Meanwhile, they'll go to a public pool that has kids like pissing in there. Like, come on. And yeah, those things were sometimes I understand complaining immediately when you get there because you want the owner to know that you didn't do these things.
Right. It wasn't
so if
us.
they're obviously the towel hook or the hangers or whatever, that's not something that they don't think you took it or something like that.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's kind of dumb. But like when we went into, well, I guess this was a similar situation. We went to the Airbnb in Merida and it didn't have a shower rod and it looked like, what are those little hooks for the...
Oh, yeah, like the shower curtain.
Yeah, the curtain hooks or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a couple of those under the sink. So we were like, hey, we don't care that there's no shower curtain. We just want to let you know we didn't steal this or something or like break
took
it.
The shower rod and the curtain.
Some people will break things and then take it with them. So they think that there's no evidence. Like we're not going to notice there's no fucking lid to the toilet seat or something, to the toilet or whatever. So, yeah, it's stupid. But
it's so weird. And the amount of comments we get on how clean the pools are or if the jets work in the pool. Everyone thinks our pools, because they're smaller, some of them are smaller plunge pools or they'll have a normal size pool and then a smaller pool, but they think they're jacuzzi. So we have to say, hey, there's no jets. There's only the filter that keeps the water moving and cleans it. It's not a jacuzzi. It's not a hot tub. It is a plunge pool or a pool. And people just are so like, oh, I thought it was a hot tub. Or like, we had one guest check out, and they were like, the hot tub never got hot. And we're like, it's not a hot tub. That's why. They were like, oh, shoot, didn't know. Like, but then some guests won't ask until they're leaving. Like, hey, by the way, the hot tub's broken. We're like, there's no hot tub.
This ice cube tray doesn't work. That's an egg holder.
Yes, we had
Remember
that
those
too.
people?
Oh my gosh. Those tiny little egg holders
but
for your fridge.
Understand, well, first of all, it's so weird because nowhere else does anybody have, or at least in the US and Canada probably, have these little fucking outdoor bathtubs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the plunge pool. It's like Mexico has that for some reason. Maybe other countries, but this is the only place I've ever seen it. So it's weird, but also kind of common sense would say it's 95 degrees here.
Yeah.
Probably don't have a hot tub.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make sense. So
I would look at it like, it's kind of the size of a hot tub, but it's definitely not a hot tub. Like, how would this get hot? There's no, I don't know.
And you'd think you'd notice, like, a hot tub normally has jets and, a hot and cold, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe you guys need to, like, put on there, this is not a hot tub.
Yeah, I think we have on the listings, like, plunge pool. And then maybe we need to put in parentheses, please understand this is not a jacuzzi or hot tub that will never get hot.
It's supposed to be, like, to cool off. It's like an outdoor, like a plunge pool is like a soaking tub kind of, to get a little bit of cool or, like, cool off a little bit, but not have a full-size pool.
Yeah,
but,
you're there, like, relaxing, having some drinks. You're not doing laps in this pool.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that was my Airbnb experience.
Oh, that's funny. The stopper is really funny. At least they, like, like came clean and were like, oh, okay, we're idiots. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah,
about that.
I thought it was funny. And I'm like, did you even try to do anything? I don't know. They were really nice people and left us a really nice review too. Good. So it works out.
All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and get out of here. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on hiatus. You can buy some virtual beers if you're enjoying the stories and the information. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below on the episode, whether it's Spotify or YouTube, or we'll do our best to keep checking them and answer them as you post them. So post your questions. HansonsOnHiatus.com. You can visit the merch shop. You can grab the links to Spotify or YouTube. If you have a friend or family member that you think would enjoy the podcast, please shoot the links to them. What else we got on there? Become a monthly, the merch store. You can become a monthly Fucky supporter. And that's about it. We love
one-stop shop.
Yeah, we love all our Fuckies.
Love all our Fuckies.
Yeah, so like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, Fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.